and then so we prepared the surface of the hard drive and then we set it to 8E. Okay, after that what we did was we did pv create to make it part of volume group, LVM volume group. Okay, LVM volume, LVM, and then volume group create to put all three drives as a single drive. So now what we have is one big chunk of one drive here. So this entire drive is about how much?
28 GB.
28 GB, okay? So this is a big chunk of 28 GB we got now. This is nothing. Now in the eyes of system, this is one single drive. This is one single drive. Okay, and now oh come on. Now what we're gonna do is, and this is all natural automatic here. So what is 28 GB now? We named this as, what did we name this as?
ZMPT01.
Yeah, ZMPT01 is now is gonna act like a single hard drive. ZMPT01. Okay. So far so good. Now what is gonna happen now is, now with a big chunk here.
Before you proceed, can you just go one more time over the 28 GBs? How did that become the number? I'm very confused with the number.
Yeah, we just add all three together. All right. 16 plus 4 is 20 and 28 GB.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Okay. So now we have a big chunk of 28 GB here, right? So now what we're gonna do is, all right, so let me proceed here.
Mr. Zafar, I have a question.
Yeah.
So the LVM that we created, that doesn't show up in the list block command. It only shows up in PBS.
Okay, let's take a look. So LSBLK. So now it says here, right? This one is LVM here, but this one is we are not there yet. So just look at this part here. This part is probably matching with this part here.
Yep.
Okay. So now when we're gonna further make it a logical volumes, separate logical volumes, then it will start recognizing it.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay. Now what we have on our hand is, so we have a whopping 28 GB. So what is this command here? PVS, and let me put VGS here. Okay, For now, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this so that we don't have any confusion. Okay. Okay, so now what we're going to do is, if you look closely here, we have ZMPT, we have 3 physical hard drives, but there is 0 logical volume here. But if you look at this one here, the ones created by system, we have volume group name CentOS, and it has a 1 physical drive. Why does it have 1 physical drive? Because it's using SDA. And there are 2 logical volumes on it. So if you do LSBLK, and you see there are 2 logical volumes in here, 1 and 2. Okay. Now the other one is not showing up here because we are using the VG command this is exclusive for LVM, so it will only the LVM will show up here. Okay. The other ones, this is not going to be a part of this course here. So those other things are a bit more advanced. Those will be discussed in the engineering class here. So now let's move forward here. I'm going to clear the screen. Now what we have on our hand is, we have the volume group, but this volume group is not going to be assigned to one application. We're going to assign this volume group, break it up and assign it to several different applications here. Okay, so what do we have on our hand? So the best way I have the approach here is, so we have a request from a different departments here. They are using this server and they want some space on this server here. So let's talk about accounting. And accounting, they want a disk space of 4 GB. And we have finance, they want a disk space of 6 GB. Okay, and then we have HR, they want a disk space of 2 GB. And then we have a database team, and they want a big chunk. They want like 10 GB, okay? So we have 10, 12, 18, and then another 4 is 22 GB, okay? So what will happen is 22 GB will be used up. Okay, now let's create individual logical volumes here. Guys, this is very important here. If you master this thing is going to pay a lot of your bills, okay, for a long time. So I'm doing this every day. In fact, I did overnight. Last night I worked at my job because I think I already told you, sometimes you may have to work weekends. And the reason being is some production servers, like if you're working for a bank, normally there is a downtime Sunday night, Sunday middle of the night, Sunday morning, like 2 a.m. in the morning, like that. So that is considered a downtime. That is when you make the production changes. If the server is not in production, that means is a test server or quality control server, they have their own change window, you would do that. But I'm using this day in and day out every day for my last 10 years. I'm using this. Okay, so this is very important. Don't panic. I'm giving you each and everything, piece by piece. Everything you think, all this thing is going in perfect order. I don't see any other problem coming up in here, okay? Now what we're gonna do is, so we have this hard drive here, right? A big chunk. Now we've been told to break this up into smaller chunks. So what we're gonna have is, I'm gonna split this up into 5 because there is some residual place too. So the first one is accounting. And how much is accounting asking for is 4 GB. And the second one is finance, I think. They're asking for 6 GB, right? And HR, they kind of stuck with 2 GB. And then database, they want 10 GB. And then how much is free space?
6 GB will be left.
Yeah, 6 GB will be free space. 6 GB, okay. All right, good. So this is coming along good. So now let's go ahead and work on accounting. So what I'm gonna do is, you're gonna learn the new command, lv create logical volume create, okay? And then -n means new. And then what are we doing? The name of the logical name. So usually what I do is whatever that group says, I'll give the name to it. I'm giving it the name accounting. Okay, and then -uppercase L, that means logical volume. And what is the size we want? We want number 4 and uppercase G. Okay, and where are we cutting this out of? Where are we carving this out of?
ZMPT
01.
01.
Very good. We are getting this out of ZMPT 01. Okay, so to put this in perspective, okay, give me one moment here. Let me get my iPad here. I need a blue iPad. Okay, so what is this this is a command, logical volume create. Okay, and hyphen n is new, and this is accounting. You could make this up here. Most of the time, just keep it clean. Whatever request you get, if it says accounting, put it accounting, put it finance, finance. Okay, and name of, I'm going to say LV, logical volume. When you say hyphen L, that means it's making it make L, make it make logical disk, make logical. Okay, actually it's make logical partition. We are partitioning it. And then the size. Okay, this is size. And this is volume group. Okay, all right. So later on, what we're gonna do is we're gonna just replace the counting with other numbers, and then the and then the we're gonna replace everything. Usually this is I keep this as a formula. Okay, keep this with you, and then all you have to do is change the logical volume name, and you have to change the size and the volume group. That's all. Okay, so let me copy that in the okay, so let me capture that. Okay, and then hit enter, and it says logical volume accounting created successfully. Okay, good. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and scroll this up, and then change accounting to, I mean, you could type that up, it's not a big deal. I'm gonna do finance. Okay, so one other thing I'm gonna point out is it's a very good idea in Linux environment to put everything in lowercase. Okay, don't worry about grammar and all that. It really doesn't matter. In Linux environment, if you keep everything lowercase, the better it gets. And then I'm gonna create how much is the next one? 2 GB, and this is HR. Okay. And then what is the next one is database, which requires 10 GB. And I'm going to give it a name database. Just for the sake of this, so that it sticks out, I'm just giving database here, okay? I'm breaking my own rules just for it to so looks different than other volume groups, okay? In reality, just give it a lowercase. Okay, so all these are created. Now, there is a new command called LVS. LVS, logical volume show. And there you go. It will give you a clear picture of logical volumes in here. We have the database here and it's sitting on ZMPT01 and it's 10 GB. And then this one is accounting and it's sitting on ZMPT01. So you get the idea here of what this is. So I'm gonna do LVS here. And I'm gonna give it an extra space here just for the sake of it. And I'm gonna highlight here. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna do the file system. File system for the logical volumes. Okay, what is a file system? Just think of a file system as a flooring example from yesterday. Is it going to be carpet or hard floor? Okay, and in Linux there are many file systems. The one we're going to use is ext4 and xfs. And xfs. Okay, so what is file system here is just the format here. So format of the volume group. Give me one moment here. I'm gonna tell you what's the difference between ext4 and xfs4. Let me go into my previous class. I'm still checking something here. Give me one moment. Logical. Okay, just have to search it online here. Give me one moment here. Feb. I thought I had somewhere a description how the file system is. I'm still looking. Give me one moment. Okay, I couldn't find the good description here, but so let's go into Wikipedia and so the size of the okay, I'll get that. I'll get that information to you. So just think of this as a two different kind of flooring. One could be a carpet and one could be a hardwood. Okay, so I'll get you the difference here by tomorrow or by next class. So let's move forward here. So what we're gonna do next is, so we created all four logical volumes, right? So the next thing we're gonna do is we have to create what we have to do is we have to create its own file folders so that we could start using this. Okay, how are we gonna do that? Okay, this is how we do it here.
Mr. Zafar, quick observation, I guess, or whatever you can call
Yeah.
it. Now it's showing under LSBLK, and it shows a very good layout of it.
Yeah. There you go. So now you could see here, here's the thing here. I'll come back to this here, what I'm explaining you here, even though the whole size is 4 GB here, but still it's just giving you here as a 10 GB. So how is that possible? Is this informational here? But the reason it's doing here is it just need to display something here. So that's why it's picking the correct amount of the disk space randomly. But to the system, all these three disks are part of one volume group called ZMPT01. Okay. All right. So, and also when you do VGS, it should show up too. VGS, it will tell you the size. The 3 disks that are involved in it, and logical volume has 4 partitions in it. And then these are the attributes, and this is the size. And out of that size, about 6 GB is free. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna create a associated folders for it. So what we need to do is before that we need to prepare the disk for the file system. Okay, we created the partition. We created out of big warehouse, we created like 4 big rooms out of it, right? So if you look the diagram here, we have the big open space here. Okay, out of that big open space, we created 4 partitions here. Okay, out of that 4 partitions, we're gonna choose the flooring. Okay, just think this as a flooring. So this one, we're gonna go as we will do this as XFS, and we'll do this as ext4 file system, ext4 file system, and XFS file system. Okay, so now here you see, even though this is a one single logical volume, it will allow more than one file system to exist on one drive. Okay, there is something won't be possible on a single drive using not LVM method. Okay, so let's take a look here how we're gonna do this here.
So, Mr. Zafar, before we assign a file system, is there like a default file system that's already set up, or there's nothing set up for that?
There is nothing set up now. If you try to
Okay.
use the hard drive, it's not usable.
Okay.
I mean the partitions.
Thank you.
Yeah. So now let's see here. The first one is XFS file system. Okay. So what we're gonna do is mkfs dot xfs, make file system XFS. Okay, and which file system you want it. Now you kind of need this here. Before that, there is a command called blkid, block ID. And if you look closely here, none of our file system or the logical volumes are showing up in here, are they? No. We have SDB. I'm sorry, actually it is. We have SDB, SDC, SDD, and SDE. Okay, we shouldn't have gone into SD. Just worry about these 3. Okay, and later on, all we have is LVM2 here, right? So now what we're going to do is we're going to do the once we format it, it will give us type equal XFS here or ext4. Okay, so what we're going to do is, how are we going to make a file system? mkfs dot where is the place? Let me clear this. I'm gonna go and take a look here. cd/dev. Dev folder is where all the devices are, and then there is a one more called zmpt01, and I do ls-l, and this is where our logical volumes are. Our logical volumes are sitting in this place here. Remember I told you even though it's a logical disk, it is handled as a, this is handled as a what?
As a file.
As a file, very good. So if this would have been ZMPT01, then you have to go to ZMPT01 and see these are siblings. Okay, all these are handled as files. Now what we have to do is we have to give the address. We have to give the address of this file system so that XFS file system or whatever we're going to do is going to be created. Okay, so let's move forward here. So the command is mkfs dot xfs. Okay, and now you're gonna have to give the location here. Where is this? Accounting. I'm gonna hit enter. Is that what we want, right? XFS? Yeah, first one is XFS. And when you have something like this, it is giving you the output here that metadata and all these things is showing up here, block size and all that. Normally I never pay any attention to this, okay? As long as it went through, I'm fine with it. Make appropriate file system. Okay, now the next one is I think ext4, right? It's a similar command. mkfs dot ext4, and I'm going to say dev zmpt01, and the second one in line is finance, and I'll hit enter. Okay, so look here, the output is a little bit different for ext4, okay, because this is a little bit older file system here. And the next one is database. We wanted ext4.
Were we doing database as XTS and then HR as ext4?
Oh, okay, so I goofed up. So let's do ext4 here. And this one is XFS. Okay, and then XFS, we're gonna do it to HR. Okay, these commands are kind of dangerous here. Once, if you're doing this while the data is on the disk, you're gonna lose the data. Be very careful with this command. You will lose the data if you are careful with this command. If there is known data, if there is a data on the partition, it will be lost. It will be lost, okay? But don't worry about it. Most of the time you're creating something new is because it's happening here. When you're creating as a new file system, you don't have to worry about it. Because why? Because you're creating it for the first time. Okay, now if I do lsblk, or I'm sorry, blkid and hit enter, now you see in here, right? Now it has made another entry in here, dev mapper. Okay, this is how the LVM is managed here. You're gonna have the SD1 as a regular entry, and then you will also have another entry here using the logical volumes. So BLK ID stands for block ID. Anybody knows what UUID is? UUID is nothing but a fingerprint. All the UUID is going to be the unique here for all of them. It will have a unique UUID. Okay, so I'm going to highlight this part here. So this keeps getting interesting, correct?
Yes.
Okay, good. Now, okay, we have all the volume groups and all that. How are we going to do that? And if I do DFF and H, oh, I shouldn't have done this. Okay. Now we need to start using this and giving the access to the accounting group and all that, okay? So before that, what we have to do is we have to create the associated folders for it. create associated directories for each logical volume. So obviously what I'm going to do is I'm going to do mkdir make directory mkdir slash accounting, okay, slash finance slash what I'm going to do is, what is the next one, HR and database. And if you do ls-l l slash, no, let me do ls slash, and you see this folders here: finance, accounting, database. Remember, I created in a root. So normally when you're creating the separate file systems, the associated directory you could create in root here, no problem. Now what we're going to do is of course you could create it separately too, so no problem in that. Now mount the logical volumes to the associated directories. How are we going to do that? So what will happen is keep this lsblk, what is it showing? No, you don't need that information. blk id. Okay, let me clear this. For mounting purpose, you need this information here. So what I'm going to do is I'm mounting this file system to slash accounting. And you're learning the new command mount. Mount means start using this logical volume to the one we are telling it to use it with. Okay, mount, and then we go for HR. And mount, we're going to do it for database too. Okay, I think I need to explain this. I need some explanation to do here. So what I'm going to do now is explain you what this is. So mount is the, I don't like the color here, let me change it. So this is the command. logical volume. And then this thing is called Mon point. In here, there is a lot of information. This is dev. This is mapper. I don't know. Don't ask me why it says mapper, but that's what it does. I never looked into it and see why exactly it's saying mapper here. And the information you see here is obviously ZMPT01 is volume group. And this is volume, logical volume. And all of the other ones have the same information. Yeah, go ahead.
Quick question. So the name that we created for our logical volume, ZMPT01, let's say if we had created a different name, is there a way to change it? Or once it's created, it's done? We have to go by that name.
No, you cannot stuck with that name.
You stuck with it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I honestly never tried it, but I'm pretty sure you're kind of stuck with it. Some of the things you got to be very careful. Okay, very careful with this here. The more you practice, the better it gets. The more you sweat in peacetime, the less you're gonna bleed in wartime. Okay, so what's gonna happen here is when you're doing it for the first time, you just have to be careful, do your homework and all that. Okay, because the data is sitting on this volume group. Okay, so give me one moment here. Let me copy this here. These are handled as a files. Anybody? Okay, we have low attendance today. I'm not sure why. Or, well, yeah. I mean, regular people are all there, so I'm good. Okay, so.
Mrs. Zafar, can you do like a 2-minute pause? I'm trying to help my wife through something.
Yeah, let's take a 20-minute break right now.
Okay.
And we all be back at 11:44. Okay?
Okay,
Let's do
thank
it
you.
11:45.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. All right. See you then. Okay, so.
Hey, Mr. Zafar.
Yeah, I can hear you.
1 second. Okay, so my wife had accidentally created the LVM as Saba01 rather than ZMPT01, so it's causing confusion for her. But I ended up changing it. I Googled it and I found a solution for it. And it actually changed the whole thing in the mount places too.
It changed this too?
Yep. No, it didn't change. Yeah, it changed. It said Saba01, and then when I ran block ID after doing the command, it changed it to ZMPT01 everywhere.
Okay. Did it give you
Yep,
the
it
data
worked.
loss warning?
No,
It didn't? Okay, great.
no. Yep.
All right. So there you go. I mean, if you don't know anything, you just look it up, you know.
Yep. Google is
Yeah.
the
So,
solution.
Hello, sir.
yeah.
So I'm having trouble with my. I tried to mount 111, but it doesn't work. It say mount point doesn't exist
Yeah,
because
did you create this directories?
yes, I create everything. I create everything, but one of my folder doesn't. I mean, doesn't recognize.
Yeah, make sure the directory is there. Which one is it?
I mean, I rename everything. So it was click. So I put click on there. So
Okay, but are you following the same format? Dev slash mapper
yes,
slash.
yes, everything's working, but only one. He said it doesn't mount point doesn't exist.
Yeah, go ahead and create one again. mkdir and slash whatever the name you're giving.
Okay. Thanks.
If it didn't give you the error message, that means it wasn't created. Okay, all right. Very good. So let's continue on. So that is the one point we have here, right? So now how we gonna do? How we gonna see if it's ready? So you type df hyphen h, and there you go. This is the command here. Df hyphen h. It will show you the mount points here, and these are the mount points we're gonna be using it. So DF stands for display file system. H is for human readable. Report file system disk space usage. All right, I always thought DF means display file system. Well, anyway, so when you type df-h, it will nicely show you all these file systems which are mounted in here, okay? So once you see this here, this is successful. Now, okay, so this is how you are able to do this file system here. But when the system restarts, this file system gets deleted. The system forgets it. So what you have to do is you have to put this into a configuration file so that the system remembers it. Make entry into /etc/fs tab. Okay, so system can remembers it. Remembers when the system reboots. Okay, so what you normally do is make sure you have this in here, and you make sure it's copying to. You make sure you have this information in front of you. Okay, so what are we gonna do is I'm gonna copy this into a notepad. Okay, and then I'm gonna VI the file. VI etc. Before you do that, back up the etc fstab file. cp/etc fstab etc fstab dot bak dot today's date. Put in the today's date there. 09/26/2021. This is how I normally do at work, okay? It's a good habit to back up a configuration file. Now I'm gonna do the original file here, etc fstab. So when you copy it in the same folder, that means it's automatically doing a backup for you, okay? I go in here and you see there is some information in there already. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna copy this information here. I'm gonna do copy the first line.
Mr. Zafar, quick question.
Yeah.
In the last command, in the CP command, at the end it was 09-26 or it was dot?
Hyphen.
Hyphen 26?
Yeah.
Hyphen. Okay, and then you went into VI, okay.
So normally what you have to do is copy this line here, okay? I usually copy this line here, the root dev/mapper/CentOS. Okay, why I'm doing that, I'll tell you in a minute. So when I'm on this line, I do YY, and I'll go down here. I'm not in the edit mode yet. I go down here and do paste. Okay, now I'm into insert mode here. And here, match what you have in there. Copy paste is usually good rather than typing. Copy paste is usually good. Paste, then space, then accounting, and then what file system we have here? Let's go back to our diagram, and we have accounting XFS and then finance and HR. So I'm gonna go to keep it XFS, and same thing. I'm gonna escape this and I'm gonna copy this line now. Now I'm gonna edit here. Finance. And I'm gonna change this to finance. And this is ext4, right? ext4. I'm going to make an entry ext4. now I'm going to do HR. HR is XFS. So I copied the line which has XFS in it. Please don't freak out. This is easy. The more you do it, the better it gets. Database. Okay, good. This is how it should look here. The defaults and all those things, I'm going to explain that later on. Okay, so we made these entries in here. Escape, save and exit. Okay. Now if you do df-h, all these are mounted here, right? Let's unmount it. I'm going to run the command. So now I'm going to say unmount the file system. So what is the command to unmount a file system? Umount. There is no N in it. UMOUNT/accounting. Umount/finance. Umount/HR. Umount/database. Okay, all looks good, right? Now, if you do df-h, we don't have the same thing as we had earlier. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna mount it from the mount from etc fstab file. So this one is very simple. This is very simple. All you have to do is mount -a. That means mount all. So what this will do is it will go through the etc fstab file and then mount it for you. There you go. If you didn't get any error message, that means it was successful. There you go. All our file systems are back, and you don't have to do the manual work.
I am not able to follow as fast as you, so should I do it later or what?
Yeah, I'm gonna have you follow through now. Let's see here. Yeah. So what you do is, where are you right now?
I tried to do cp/etc/fstab all that, but then for me, it's the command is not taking.
Just type this command here. You should be in as root, right?
Yes, I am in root.
So type cp space /etc fstab. If you type fs and push the tab key on the keyboard, it should autofill it for you. And then do this, then give a space there, then type this again, and then type period back dot period and then today's date. Is that done?
Yes.
Okay, now go into etc fs tab, vi etc fs tab. You know what, let me show you a different trick. Go ahead and go down the line here and open a new line. Push O. Don't worry about copying the first line and all that. Copy this line.
I am already in VI now.
Okay, so just type have you copied into the notepad like this before? I told you.
No.
Okay, get out of it and then do df-h. For now, just copy one line here, accounting, and then paste it in notepad.
Give me 1 second, please. Which one? Which line did you say? Copy which one?
The accounting line.
Okay. So it just starts with the forward slash and dev.
Yeah, / dev mapper. When you do df-h, you are out of the vi command, right?
Yes, yes.
Do df-h, and is this mounted already?
I did, I think.
No,
I created the folders, but I don't know if I mounted that.
no. If you do df-h, then you should see similar things like me.
Okay, let me see. Yes, I do.
Okay, so just copy this part here. Dev mapper zm, and then put it in notepad and then copy this part here / accounting. Give a space there and type that in there. And go ahead and copy that line in from the notepad and then go into vi etc fs tab.
No, it says permission denied for accounting. Maybe I did not do something good.
What do
Let
you
me
mean?
try one more time.
Permission denied. Are you logged in
Yes.
as root?
Yes, I am.
No, don't. What are you doing? What is the command you're running?
Slash dev slash mapper slash Aisha hyphen accounting.
Okay.
And then was there anything else after that?
No, I just asked you to copy the line.
Even the size and use and everything?
No, I told you right here. If you see on my screen here, this is what I asked you to copy it like this.
Okay, I will.
Copy the first part and paste it in notepad, then give a space, then copy this part here. And then once you have this together, go ahead and copy that. I'll show you one and then you could do the other one later.
I think it copied now. No, it's again says permission denied.
What are you in as? Are you trying to go into VI etc password?
No,
I'm sorry,
I am
FSPad?
at Aisha01.
No, you have to be root.
I am at root at Aisha01.
Okay, then type VI etc fs tab. VI etc fs tab. FS tab stands for file system table.
Okay, now I'm in VI now.
Okay, good. just go all the way down and open a new line. Push O as in Oscar, it will open in an insert mode in a new line, right? Just type, right click on it, it will paste it for you. Okay, so you should have like this.
Yeah, I have now dev/mapper/CentOS
No,
root.
no. You copied the wrong one. Why you have CentOS in it? Or did you paste it in there yet or no?
I think so.
How many lines you have there? Dev, mapper, CentOS, and what else?
Swap and root. I have two.
Okay, so I think you didn't copy paste it in there yet. Go all the way on the bottom line and then push O as an Oscar. So it will say insert. Then all you do is just right click in there. Okay.
It's again copying the same thing.
Well, no, you just need to paste it only once.
Yeah, whatever got pasted is like /dev/mapper/CentOS -root.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you copied it correctly. Okay. Hold on, let me go into your system here. What is the IP of your system?
10.1.10.9.
Okay, go ahead and get out of there.
Exit.
Yeah, exit without saving. 10.1.10.9.
9.
So I'm gonna go in there VIET. First, what you do is df-h. Okay, so it's unmounted. I think you never mounted this, so you end up copying this line here actually. Yeah. So you did only one here accounting, right?
Yes. Because you were too fast, I couldn't do all of this.
Yeah, so what you need to do is you do BLKID and copy this part here, ready to go. Oh, you're missing the file system also. Yeah, you're way behind. So what I suggest is, unfortunately, go ahead and do this on your own. I'm gonna upload the video and all these steps are in here, okay? But reach out to me during week if you need any help, because I think Mirza, Koman, and all those guys are a little faster. They'll help you furthermore, okay?
Okay.
Okay, yeah. All right, so now if I do df-h, you see all these file systems are there and they mounted from the file. Now mount from etcfs tab. All you have to do is mount from mount-a. This command will mount from etcfs tab. Okay, now let's go ahead and create a script. We want to make these things look like on another server here. Okay, this is where the automation comes in. So how are we going to do that? Okay, it's pretty easy. It's not a rocket science. And what I have to do is just show you the script, how the script is going to be running on it. So everybody go ahead and open a file. Give it a name here, vi lvm script, and give it a name .sh. Okay. In here, since we're going to be running this on a remote system, okay, these are the basic things of the script. What you have to do is, if you type which bash, this is what you get here, right? You get /bin bash here. So what you have to do is you have to put that into the file. You have to tell the file that you're running this command, bin bash, and before that you have to type a pound and an asterisk. This is called shebang, and bin bash is the location of the command. So now I have to annotate here. So far we were just running the file like crazy, you know, I mean running the script and all this. That's not a proper way to do it. The proper way to do it is you have to put this in the file. So what you have to do is you have to declare this is a command that will run the script. And this part is called shebang. Don't ask me why is it said that. It's somebody, if your teammate says shebang, then what it means, pound and exclamation. And this is the bash command, location of the bash command. Okay, all right. Komar, Mirza, everybody else good, right?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, good. So now let me get out of this. Now let's trace our path here and then start putting in the commands in here. So the very first thing we did here is even before that, oh God, how are we going to do this? So at least the fdisk part. I really don't want to do this way here, but here's the thing here. So let's copy our very first command, pv create def /sdb1, but there is no sdb1 on the remote server.
Hey, Mr. Zafar, the stuff you're copying right now, are you gonna put that into the VI editor?
Yeah.
Is there any way possible that you can paste that in the chat of WebEx so that way we can directly just copy from your end and paste it?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
I'm thinking how I'm gonna run the fdisk on it. Fdisk is interactive, right? It will ask you the prompts. Give me 1 second here. Don't try this yet. So I have my remote server. What is my remote server IP? Okay, so as a root, you need to set up the passwordless there. Okay, do SSH keygen. Okay, and SSH copy ID. I'm doing this as a root. Okay. Yes.
Should we be following you right now?
No. If you could, yeah, that'd be great. But no.
Okay.
So now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna run a command on a remote system and see if I'm able to run that here. Give me a moment here. Yeah, I'm onto a remote server, right? fdisk hyphen L SDB. Okay, and let me do device does not contain a recognizable. Okay, so then we're gonna do P and enter. No, I'm sorry. So you have to follow. I'll give you these instructions here, okay? New, enter, 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 and then if you do P, enter. Okay, so you did SDB1, and what else you're gonna do is go ahead and what is T and enter, 8E, enter. Okay, P, enter, W, enter. All right, very good. It worked. I was fearful it may not work here. So everybody, go ahead and run this command. Go ahead and set up SSH passwordless on your second server using the root username. So I'm going to show you, just follow along with me, okay? History. So go ahead and type SSH keygen and hit enter on your server 1 and hit enter all the way through so that it goes through your commands. I mean, are you using everything default? Okay? Then
Can you go over one more time? SSH keygen?
yeah, SSH keygen and hit enter like 10 times. You in there as root, correct?
Yes, I am in.
Okay, so all the displays should come back to root your CLI.
There is hyphen keygen, right?
SSH space hyphen keygen. I have highlighted on the keyboard, on the screen.
It's not taking.
Type SSH hyphen keygen and hit enter. You in there as root, correct?
I am, yeah.
Root.
Ban escape character.
Yeah, that thing comes up. You just hit enter, 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 enter several times.
No, it's just taking me back to root at Aisha01.
So something came up on your screen?
Nothing. It just says bad escape character. YGEN.
No, keygen, SSH.
Yes, I did type keygen, but then when it is giving me the result, it's saying YGEN. I don't know why. But I did enter hyphen KEYGEN.
Okay. Give me 1 second here. So type SSH hyphen keygen.
Should I go to another IP address?
No,
Or stay in the
I just did it for you.
Okay.
Okay, then do SSH hyphen copy ID. Oh, what is the second server IP?
10.1.10.146.
146, good. Now it will ask for Red Hat password. There you go. If you do SSH and then 1046, you should be good. So you are an Aisha 02 without any problem. Okay, good. I'm going to exit out of here. So type this command here, fdisk. No, I'm sorry. So type SSH 10 dot your second server 10.1.10.146, whatever your server is.
Yes, I'm there.
And then in quotes, type, make sure you are in double quotes, fdisk/dev/sdb, and close the quote and hit enter. Okay, and when
Give me
that,
1 second.
it will come similar thing like that on the screen here. Building new DOS label and hit enter so that you get a prompt. So the fdisk command we did yesterday, we are running this on a remote system here. And everything else is the same thing as yesterday, follow through. And hit enter, 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 T, enter, 8E, enter, and write and exit. And I'm going to do the for D also.
Mr. Zafar, I have a question. I'm trying to do this, but on the bottom it says device does not contain a recognized partition table.
Hit enter one more time, then you'll get a menu.
There are for T, it's not taking for me saying command not found.
What do you see, the command M there?
No, T for T.
Were you able to create the partition?
Yeah, it gave me once I entered the SSH, my IP address, and then disk within the brackets and quotations, /dev/sdc, all that. Then it gave me the authenticity of host.
Okay, and hit enter one more time.
Can be established. And then the key fingerprint is all that numbers and letters.
Which IP address you're typing in?
146.
And you have the command fdisk. In quotes, you should have fdisk space /dev/sdb.
Oh, it was only disk, not fdisk.
No. Type fdisk.
Okay. Let me do it one more time.
Mirza, you're okay?
And 6.
Mirza, you're okay?
Yep, I'm just waiting for your next step.
Space.
And when
You did you do T first and then do 8E?
Yeah, 8E, yep. Oh, I should have done that. I think I messed up. So you do P, and then you do T.
Is there a space after fdisk?
fdisk, yeah, fdisk space, and /dev/sdb. I'm on to C now. Okay, C is good.
So, Mr. Zafar, I have one question. The whole process that we're doing right now with our second server, what are we exactly doing?
We're creating fdisk.
Making it.
We're creating fdisk on the remote server while staying in the same server.
So we're doing the same thing in the second server.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, if you do fdisk have an L, SDD, and all that, it will come up, the partitions.
it again says the same thing. It cannot be established.
Can you copy and paste it in the chat, or put a picture in the, bring the
Okay.
command line up and put it in the chat.
Okay.
No, you putting F disk and all that into the bracket. Take the bracket out. All you need is quote. You don't need to put the bracket.
Okay.
So we do the F disk up until SDD, right? And then we just wait.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now we're gonna run the script. Let's create the script here. Vi LVM script. So Bing Bash, I explain you this is essential here. I really don't want to do this at this point here, but I think we have to do this here. I'm gonna put a separate location in the topic for a script. So everything else from now on is going to be copy paste, okay? So I'll put this in a chat so that you could run now. Copy. Sometimes you got to be careful because the Word document hyphen and all those, it will automatically make it elongated and create some problem. So you don't have to worry about that. I mean, make sure you're typing it correctly. Like here, now what we're gonna do is, so we did PV create, and then I'm gonna do VG create. Where is my VG create? VG create, where do you go? Okay, so
Hey, Mr. Zafar, I have a question.
yeah,
When we just did the whole what did we just do? I forgot. The SD in the second server we did the fdisk and then space SD /dev/sdd and SDC and all that. Shouldn't we have put the one and after all of those, or it would have been fine if we
it
didn't
will
put the
create
one?
it for you. So bring the command up and type fdisk-l and bring that in there. It will give you the output. Okay, now everything else is copy and paste here. You just have to worry
Mr.
about.
Zafar, would you be able to Would you be able to paste these two?
Yeah, well, let me complete the script, then I'll paste it to you.
Okay, thank you so much.
Make sure you delete hyphen and put the hyphen back in there because you're copying in. It's known to create a problem later on. Copy this. Well, we create Coleman and Carl, you guys are good?
Yes, sir, I have a question.
About what?
So I'm a little behind. So I did mine manually. So like when I put the SSH for the second server and I put the FTF in the same line, doesn't work for me. So I did separately, like manually.
Good.
Is it okay?
Good. As long as you're doing this and then go back in there and practice it, what I've done.
Okay.
As long as you're good with me, then you should be.
All right. Thanks, sir.
Now,
So all these we are doing in VI, right?
yeah. I'm writing a script. Aha. Now, how are we going to write this into the file, the remote file? All you have to do is echo. Now you see the beauty of echo command. I'm doing a mistake here. Can somebody save me from a big mistake? Mirza? I'm doing a big mistake when doing the redirect.
I'm still trying to figure out what we're doing. Honestly, I followed you throughout the whole process, but I don't really understand it too much. I'm gonna have to go back and fully review it.
So these lines, I'm making an entry into the fs tab file.
Okay.
Instead of going into VI, remember we did echo, right?
Yes.
And we did redirect now. I'm doing double redirect. So if you do double redirect, it will save the file from overwriting.
So on the top two, you didn't do a double redirect. You got to do those, right?
Yeah, that's the answer I'm looking from you.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, don't. The script will fail here. Now, that's it. Mount -a. There you go. Let me go back in there. are you able to grab from WhatsApp chat this script, right? Let me put it in the text file and put it in the WhatsApp chat that way.
Can you put it in the WebEx chat so I can just copy it and paste it into my computer?
Are you into the computer on WhatsApp group?
I'm not through the computer. I don't know how to access it through the computer.
Okay. The reason I'm doing this is because the spaces and all those might get corrupted. But let's see if it's gonna work. But you could eyeball it and see if it's gonna be. So on the WhatsApp WebEx.
Wait, Mr. Zafar, well, how come the other two lines are not there? HR and database.
They are not.
Where you did the.
So
I
I
don't see
have to
them.
go back in there and add it. It's there, no?
I mean, under accounting and finance, where you did the double redirect and etc. You
Yeah, it's
didn't do
there.
that for. Okay, now there it is. There it is. Okay.
Oh, I should copy in the chat too. Oh, it didn't get copied over. That's the problem. I'm gonna go back in there and I'm gonna eyeball over. So I'm creating a PV create, SDB1, SDC1, VG create, and all that here, and MKFS. Now I'm doing the directories, echo, and all this here. I have a good feeling we're not going to run into any problem here. Boom. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this here. I'm going to type. I'm running the script here, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do bash -s. Okay. Now, what is this? Greater than sign.
Standard output.
No, I'm sorry, greater than, less than.
Less than.
Standard input. Standard input. Remember, standard input, normally we don't give the less than sign. So if you go back and redirector, standard input. Now we are telling the system to use the input file, this input file here. So what is going to happen is we're going to be sitting here and running the script on our second server. Most of the server you're going to be working, if you build 100 servers are going to be identical servers. All you have to do is like worry about running this on one single server and making a script and run it on multiple servers. I'm going to hit enter, and I have a good feeling this is not going to fail. This is going to work just fine. That's it. You're done. How you know you're done? Bring the line up, and what do you need to type in here? What do you need to type? df-h. There you go. Beautiful. Linux guys get paid automatically get paid like a 40% more. If your Windows guys is making 100,000, Linux guy gets paid 140,000 automatically. Okay, so this is very very important, and Linux is where everything is now. I mean, just be patient. I mean, don't get frustrated and all that. And this is the exact skills you will be getting paid for. And all the big companies, all they have is nothing but Linux, and they have some Windows, but Linux is where you need to be.
So, Mr. Zafar, just to like a quick rundown of the whole thing that we just did, we created a script so that way we can use those 4 LVMs in the second and third servers as well. So we don't have to do the full running of the whole process. We can just
Correct.
paste the script
Yeah,
and it'll do the whole thing for us.
yeah. So we started this, like, it took us 2 days to do all these things here, right?
Yep.
And how long it took on the second server? Less
Like a
than 30
minute and a
seconds.
half once we, yeah.
Less than
2
30
minutes.
seconds. Now you're gonna repeat that on the all in the bigger environment. Lot of things, groups are like same identical. They all have the same identical, and the fingerprints is different. Now you could put that into another script and then run all those scripts together. Coleman, Carl,
Yes, sir. I'm here.
That's a
yeah, you got it?
I mean, I got it. I have to. I mean,
Looking in the script here, there is nothing. We did PV create, VG create, LV create. It's just the command, one command after another command. Boom, 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 boom. There you go. Let me do it on my second server here, just for the sake of it. Where is my server list? I'm gonna do it real quick in front of you guys, so I don't remember everything all the time here. I just look up. So what I'm gonna do is SSH keygen. I shouldn't have done that here. So let me clear this history. Somebody start a timer. Okay, let me start a timer here.
Wait, Mr. Zafar, if we're doing SSA keygen in the first server, why do we have to do it again? It creates a
As a
separate key
root.
for...
No, people didn't do us as a root. Did you do it as a root also?
Yeah, I've been following you throughout the whole process. My stuff worked perfectly.
Okay, it's good. If you have
So
already
I don't
done as
create it
root,
again, right?
you don't need to.
So I just do the SSH copy ID and then the third IP address from then on?
If you already have done that, you don't need to either.
okay.
Okay.
But you probably have to do the keygen if you have not done the keygen as a root.
I have done the keygen as the root.
Okay, great. Then you are all ready. Okay, so it's saying it is. So I may have already have done this here, and then SSH copy ID. You don't have to do this headache. This was already set up. Now the SSH is ready. What I'm gonna do is bring the line back up here. Okay, over here I'm gonna do fdisk/dev/sdb. Let me see, dev/sdc dev/sdd. I haven't done this. This is an experiment for myself either too. So I'm gonna hit enter. 185. Let me make sure 185 is correct. Ooh, 229. I should have done. Yeah, 229. Oh, this is already done, right? Let me just make sure I could go in there without. Yeah, I'm in 3. If I do like LSBLK, it's just there, and then do DFFNH, it's just there, right? I'm gonna exit out of here. I'm gonna clear. So I'm doing SSH in there, and then I'm gonna run this command here, okay? fdisk /dev/sdb /dev/sdc/dev/sdd. Close the quotes. Okay, so I'm not able to do that together, so I'm gonna do one at a time, okay? I'll find out how to do it. New T8E FDC new T8E, write and exit, and SDD new and T8E. See, I'm going so fast, right, and exit, clear. And then I'm going to do the same command, SSH. What is the IP address? Over here, I'm going to say bash -s, and the input file is LVM, okay? That's it, all done. There you go. All mounted and everything and all that here. And even if you could do, if you have any doubts here, you do cat etc fs tab, and there you go. All the entries are there.
Mr. Zafar, can you show your previous command one more time, please? In the quotations, bash -s.
Yeah, bash -s, that means run script. All right, I think we are out of time here, so I'll make like this notes very, very clear, and I put it in. I will upload it today, and then we'll see how you're gonna do the. So we have other LVMs, right? So I'll have you create LVMs on your own into the assignment. So
my third one worked as well.
Oh, okay, beautiful. Don't you feel good how these things are like automated? First one is painful, the other one is just replicate.
Yeah, the thing was I kind of didn't understand it, but once it clicked that this is what we're doing, then it made it a little bit easier.
Yeah.
So now I know the purpose of the script. Before I wasn't understanding what the purpose is.
Oh yeah.
Okay, thank you.
All right, so now you have good understanding. Aisha, if you don't be scared to ask questions. I know the Mirza, Koman, me, and Carl, they already know all this stuff here, so they will help you. And if you need like a WebEx, anything like that, if you guys need to help her during WebEx, then I could give you WebEx and you could do that too during week. All right, so I'm gonna end here, and I'm gonna upload everything as is now, and then I'm gonna make sure everything is working just fine. And then also I want to give you the assignment, but not right now, later in the day, in the week. All right, so any questions, put it in the chat. Other than that, we are all good.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Yeah, everybody have a good week. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you, you too.